Hello and welcome back. Now I do apologise, this video has been rather long awaited. I know a few of you have seen clips of my new radio desk in other videos, but finally managed to edit this and get it all together. Right, what you're looking at now, this was my old setup that I had in the attic, and it was okay, you know, it kind of did the job. But I was just never really happy with it, you know, things were kind of stuff in there that was sort of being chucked out, like the old computer desk with the two HF radios on it, and then the racking system there, and everything was, well, just sort of chucked in there, and it wasn't very comfortable to use for any length of time. I mean, a bit like my HF radio you can see on the left there, the FRG 8800, I'd have to bend over almost double in that chair to get to use that radio. So for a long time I was thinking that I need to build something, put everything in a much more accessible package, and, you know, make it more comfortable to use. Now what stopped me and what took me for so long to do this was the fact you can't really kind of buy anything sort of that would fit. I'd have to have something made bespoke. That would cost an absolute fortune, which I wasn't willing to pay, and if I did it myself, well, I'd have to be working with wood, and I hate working with wood. My woodworking skills are really poor, and well, basically I put the whole thing off for well over a year. And then, well, it was midwinter, probably the wrong time to start a project. I had a week off work and I thought, oh, what the hell, I'll start and cut up some wood. So off I went to Wickes and just bought some cheap plywood, bit of 2x1 here and a bit of MDF, and I started hacking this together. I hadn't really made any plans. It was just basically get the jigsaw out and find out what is going to fit. For example, the bottom section, the 60-degree angle was determined by the display on the Yaesu 450, what worked best for the display. So I just basically started at the bottom and kind of built my way up, and I kind of made it up as I went along. I had a rough idea what I wanted, of course, in my mind, but just hacked it together in a Fred in the Shed way. You know, it really was cut a piece of wood. Well, does that fit? Yeah, measure that, cut this piece of wood, make this piece of wood fit, and that's how the that's how the desk grew. And well, I say my woodworking skills are pretty poor, but I do my best. You know, I have a go. And it started to come together. As you can see in this picture, I was getting a little bit more pleased with it. Decided to make it a little bit more fancy. I had these little handles knocking about, so I thought, chuck them on. It might make it look a little bit better. And then I stained the wood, nice sort of oak, and started putting the radios in. And do you know what? It didn't start looking half bad for something knocked up in an attic. And there's so little space to work up there. Of course, this would not be Fred in the Shed if I didn't show you all the pain and agony of making this desk, and I did, and I've made two longer videos, but I'm not going to put those on Fred in the Shed one and bore you with those. If you want to see those, pop over to my sister channel, that's Fred in the Shed 2. That's a new channel I started a little while ago, and what's going to happen is all of these sort of in-depth look at the projects, warts and all, you know, bad camera angle, me swearing and stuff, that will always be on the Fred in the Shed 2 channel, so please pop over there, check it out. I've only got 44 subscribers on there, so I really would ask you please to subscribe. I'd like to get 100 on there, and check that out. I'll leave a link to that in the bottom of the description. Right, back to Fred in the Shed 1, and here's how it turned out. And you know what, for once I'm actually quite pleased. As I said, I've got very poor woodworking skills, but to build this up just on the base of that old computer bench like you see, and then kind of build the top bit up, I think it came out quite well, and it's also quite stable. Everything is really sort of nice and neat on the front of the console. The wires are all hidden around the back, of course. So I've got my old shortwave receiver there, the FRG 800, then my little kind of Radio Shack scanner, the little Akai kind of timer really, which is basically a clock, and it sort of turns on the new light. And then below that we've got a Rotel amplifier, we've got an old graphic equalizer just to help tune the radio, and we've got the Yaesu 450 with a matcher above it, and then we've got the Alinco now just on the left there, semi-retired, half power, just used on FM. Do you know what, that's pretty much all I need. I don't really sort of need any more radios here. I know I keep saying that, but yeah, everything is here. We even got the little Sharp radio sort of tuner here from the 70s, so I can listen to sort of Radio 5. And anyway, let's hear how the Yaesu sounds through the amp.
You know, I think keeping active, keeping your mind going, that's the key. Crikey, I couldn't believe it. I'm half a century older than you then. Well, bloody hell. Excuse the language. Back to you. Yeah, Roger. As I said, I think when you first picked up the microphone to have a chat on the radio, I probably wasn't born. There we go.
So that's just going through the Rotel amplifier, no equalisation, but I have bought one of these 802 mixing desks and I intend to try later on this year to run the audio through this and into a digital recorder and put that straight onto the videos for YouTube. Yeah, and I do know that I could run my ND100 bass mic through this into the 450, but at the moment I just want to basically clean up the audio that you do for the YouTube videos and not rely on the video camera itself. So I think that's about it. I'm going to bring this one to a close. I want to try and keep these videos on Freddy in the Shed 1 a little bit shorter. If you want to see the complete in-depth build, I am putting up 2 videos on Freddy in the Shed 2 and you can see the whole thing, warts and all. Freddy in the Shed style, of course, and a link for that is going to be in the description, so go over there and check those videos out, and also, you know, if you could subscribe to old Fred too, I would appreciate it. But that's it for this video. I hope you like the desk. You know, I'm actually quite pleased for once how it came out. It's only a cheap bit of plywood from Wix, and I think it looks quite nice, and also everything's nice and neat for when I just shoot up here from work and just want to get on the 305 net and not have to fight loads of cables and things. But anyway, cheers as always, thanks for watching, I'll catch you on the next one.